Another Kentucky clerk says he's willing to go to jail, like Kim Davis, before he will issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples.
A Kentucky man says he came close to shooting a burglar at his home. Will have reaction from the homeowner.
And a Kentucky rocker is opening a restaurant in his hometown.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Good afternoon. Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. The county clerk in Casey County still says he will not issue marriage licenses. Casey Davis says he's even willing to accept punishment if he's sued and a federal judge forces him to issue the licenses.
Casey Davis, like Kim Davis, says his Christian beliefs prevent him from signing licenses. WKYT's Phil Pendleton talked to him about his faith and his beliefs and has more from Casey County. It's our top story at 4:30.
Casey Davis tells me he has not changed his stance on the marriage license issue, and he says he is prepared to take it as far as it needs to go, even going to jail. Casey Davis says no gay or lesbian couples have sought a marriage license from his office since the June 26 Supreme Court ruling, but he says he's received plenty of hateful calls and emails. He says others wanting a marriage license are simply told to go to a surrounding county, and they do so. Davis, who is not related to Kim Davis, says he feels the same as she does and will not go against his Christian beliefs, despite the litany of lawsuits and even jail time the Rowan County clerk has dealt with.
If you're asking me if I want to, no. If you're asking me if I'm willing to, yes. And I hope that Kim never sees another day behind bars, and I hope me or Kay or any of us, for that matter, she was not deserving of that.
Davis tells me that he thinks there needs to be accommodation for the county clerks that believe the same as he does. He says the governor or the General Assembly could help in that area. In Casey County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
In addition to Casey County, the Whitley County clerk has also said she would not issue marriage licenses. We have welcomed fall with another nice day, complete with sunny skies and mild temperatures.
But we might have some changes in regards to rain this weekend. I've already tried to get the word from Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey, and what's the latest, Chris?
Yeah, the rain chances are increasing for a change as we get a little closer to the coming weekend. It may start as early as Friday, and it's coming from the eastern sky. That's what we've been saying all week long. Watch the eastern sky. If it is to rain around here, it'll be coming from that direction. Defender now with a little bit of cloud cover that is showing up across parts of the region. Certainly no precipitation that is out there, though, so we broaden out the view. Gotta go to the beaches of North and South Carolina, down into parts of Jacksonville, Savannah, to pick up on the closest clouds that are producing precipitation. That's a couple of areas of low pressure down here, as that weather's going to go in reverse as we go through the next few days. What does that mean for Kentucky? We are looking toward that eastern skyline as the rain comes at us from east to west, and it is likely, once it gets into town, at least a threat, guys, starting on Friday, to carry us into the upcoming weekend. Hour-by-hour forecast has a little bit of a soggy look to it here in just a few.
Thank you, Chris. A Kentucky man turned the tables on an intruder who broke into his home. 75-year-old Robert Ham was taking a nap in his Carter County home when he heard a loud noise. When he went to investigate, he found a man ransacking the place. Ham says he was thankful he had his rifle ready.
I just laid the gun down on him and told him I'd blow him in two if he moved. I said, come in here. And I made him lay down here in the middle of the floor. I was wanting to shoot him real bad. I really wanted to shoot him.
Well, Ham says he knows the suspect, Larry Thompson. He's known him for years, and this was not the first time he says he's been in trouble with the law. Thompson's sister says he had recently been living in Richmond. Hillary Clinton continues to be dogged by questions about the private email server she used during her term as Secretary of State.
And now there are reports that emails that were believed to have been permanently deleted still exist on the server. Mark Albert has the latest from Washington, D.C.
Hillary Clinton wanted her headlines to be about energy and her opposition to the Keystone XL pipeline construction.
I don't think it's in the best interests of what we need to do to combat climate change.
Instead, the headlines revert back to the private email server she used while she was Secretary of State. Bloomberg is reporting the FBI has recovered personal and work emails from the server, which was supposedly wiped clean. The next step is to determine if any of the emails contain classified information. A Clinton spokesman told CBS News, "We've cooperated to date and will continue to do so." Clinton's email issues have been a drag on her poll numbers all summer, and a new Bloomberg poll out Wednesday morning shows Clinton still leading among the Democratic candidates. But Vice President Joe Biden, who has not yet entered the race, now has support of a quarter of the Democrats polled.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump still leads among Republican candidates. But even on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, he can't escape one question.
I want to hear this one.
Barack Obama, born in the United States.
I don't talk about it anymore.
Trump did say he wants to put in a giant door in his huge wall along the border to help with legal immigration. Mark Albert for CBS News, Washington.
Recently, Donald Trump said that Hillary Clinton is the person who first brought up the question of Barack Obama's birth citizenship Wednesday morning. She told the Tom Joyner radio show that Trump's claim is ludicrous. A Harlan, Kentucky native breezed through the blind audition Monday on the television show The Voice, with all 4 celebrity judges wanting him on their team.
Very impressive. Jordan Smith sang Chandelier by Sia. He says he was confident but still a little nervous. All started when he was a child. Jordan Smith sang with his church and in the children's choir back then, and eventually made his way up to the Harlan County High School Choir. But he says no matter what he does or where he goes, he will always call Eastern Kentucky home.
Blake turned around. He was the first to turn around. I was just like, that's it. Like, I'm on the show. Like, no matter what happens, I'm, at least on a team. While we may not be rich and we may not have the best of everything, we are rich in people and culture. And I was excited and happy to be able to say that I was from Harlan, Kentucky when they asked where I was from.
He chose Adam Levine to be his celebrity coach as the season and the competition moves forward.
A member of a famous Louisville-based rock band is trying his hand at the restaurant business. Patrick Hallahan, the drummer for My Morning Jacket, and 2 partners are opening Butchertown Grocery in the Derby City. The casual dining restaurant, housed in a century-old building, will feature a cocktail lounge with live music. It's set to open in November. My Morning Jacket released their 7th studio album, The Waterfall, earlier this year.